Pastor Trump does preaching from the Oval Office. We're going to examine some of the reactions of the MAGA Catholics after last week's attack on Pope Leo from the Trump administration. Thoughts and prayers to MAGA Catholics right now. They're in a real predicament. So we're going to create a safe space. We're going to create a safe space for them to deconstruct and process what's happening. Also, we're going to take a look at an article about Peter Thiel from Substack, Dissent in Bloom. We're going to look at independent journalists' take on what Peter Thiel might be planning for after Trump's era. Okay, the post-Trump era. Of course, they're making plans. Of course, they are. And also, we're going to be brave, okay? And we're going to continue talking about the vast network of men drugging and graping their wives and intimate partners. So we're not going to shy away from that. We're going to, we're going to go on in, all right? Who else? Who else but the gutter crew can go in and take on these gnarly topics? Welcome, and thank you so much for being with me again today. My name is Shannon Vavich. I am a gutter Catholic. What does that mean? I don't know. I just coined the term about a year ago. It means that we stand for the least of these and we bully the bully. It's the social justice wing of the Catholic Church. And but you don't have to be Catholic to be a gutter person, gutter crew. You can be a gutter atheist, gutter Methodist, gutter agnostic, gutter Wicca. You just need to stand for the least of these and bully the bully. And hey, hello, Roseburg. Tell me where you're watching from today. I am still in the fair hamlet of Florence, Oregon. And if you hear a little noise, it's because I've got some people over here power washing the house, and there's about a million spider egg sacs on the outside of my house. Okay. And so we're handling that today with great bravery. As we are going to handle the news today with great bravery. So the gutter folk are all people of good cheer who enjoy a simple life and who stand for the least of these and bully the bully. So welcome. Today is Wednesday, April 22nd, 2026, and we're going to look at some articles today. Trump reads from Bible in Oval Office in taped message for a Christian group. Peter Thiel's secret political network is already planning life after Trump. We're going to take a look at that. We're going to talk a little bit about Peter Thiel and Peter Thiel and how he relates to JD Vance, how he is part of the far right side of the Catholic Church, in an uncanny way. It's strange. You'd think, what does he have to do with Catholicism? I'm going to tell you. Okay. And we're going to look at a National Catholic Register article. So one of the things we do here a lot is we talk about the division in the Catholic Church. We talk about how the far right side of the Catholic Church has stacked the Supreme Court with 6 out of the 9 justices. We talk about Leonard Leo. We talk about how J.D. Vance was fast-tracked into the far right side of the Catholic Church. We are exposing the rift in the Catholic Church, okay, which is why you have MAGA Catholics to begin with. And so it goes back a long way. It all kinds of history goes into it, integralist agenda. And I like to talk about this because I was pulled into the far right side of the Catholic Church 26 years ago as a young military spouse in Northern Virginia. And so if you are Catholic, and if you're like, I never even heard of the far right side of the Catholic Church, you're not alone. But one way to basically exemplify, right, this division is to point out that there are 2 NCRs. Okay, there's National Catholic Register and National Catholic Reporter. National Catholic Reporter is the regular Catholics, the social justice Catholics. National Catholic Register is a lot of times the far right side of the Catholic Church. You can just tell by their advertisements. So we're going to look at an article that we were not able to get to yesterday, and we're gonna read it critically, with critical eyes to go, I wonder where they see this going. And it seems as though Trump is really pressing Catholics. He just thinks that Catholics are just going to jump ship like Sean Hannity and just be like, "Oh, forget about the Pope. I want Trump to be my Pope." Okay. So I mean, of course he thinks that, because he's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, okay? And so we're gonna look at that NCR article, and, of course, the question is always, well, is there going to be a schism? And so we talk about that a lot here, in my lives, and we're going to go back to that CNN article. I have a clip for you. I have a YouTube video for you. And then I have the clip to the actual article from CNN about this vast network, of a worldwide network of men drugging and graping their wives and intimate partners. Truly horrifying, and I'm not gonna stop talking about it. And also, just so you know, we're not ever gonna stop talking about the Epstein files either, okay? So, our recipe of the day, because we need to keep it light so we can keep our sanity. Our recipe of the day is classic American chocolate cake. I'll have a link for you to that. And it's actually a mayonnaise chocolate cake, but it's the best chocolate cake. And then for show and tell, because we started doing that, I'm going to introduce you to a Pacific Northwest jay called a Stellar's jay. And that's a picture I took in my backyard just yesterday. Growing up here, I thought that that was a blue jay. That's not a blue jay. That's a Stellar's jay. So now I know. Okay. When you're living, when you all you know is the Pacific Northwest, you see a blue bird and you know it's a jay, and you're like, "Oh, that's a blue jay." So it wasn't until I moved to the East after I got married at the age of 21 that I was like, "Wait a second. I thought those other ones were blue jays this whole time." I've been lied to. So anyway, I wanted to show you that today just to keep it light after we talk about all the, sexual assault garbage that now we have to collectively metabolize into our consciences. Consciences. You guys hear that sound? Do you guys hear that? The gardeners in the backyard. Let me know if you can hear it. Yeah. Oh, anyway, yes. Oh, I'm so glad you guys are all here with me. Yeah, let me know if let me know. Oh yeah, we're gonna watch a little bit of that Bible reading. We're gonna watch a little bit about Trump preaching the gospel. Do you guys hear the weed whackers in the backyard? Let me know if you can. I have like the special setting that says that the special setting says that it blocks out background noise. We'll see if it's working, because I can hear it. It's like it's kind of distracting. But anyway, the show must go on. Okay. We got we got vast conspiracies to expose here. And also, we are not, oh good, you can't hear it. Well, that's a relief to me. I can. It's driving me crazy. Anyway, but we are not going to stop talking, okay, about the creepy, weird garbage. We are not going to think this is normal, okay? I'm sorry. I am just never going to think that, a convicted rapist, okay? What is it? 38 convicted felonies? I am just never going to think that, Trump can just decide that he's a preacher now and be preacher from the Oval Office, okay? I'm sorry. We're not going to pick up what he's putting down. Okay. So that's what's on the agenda for today. And I'm so glad you're here with me, all people of good cheer. An announcement. Okay. So next week, so you know how I say I'm never quite on time. And today I didn't go live until afternoon, and I don't know, maybe noon will be the best time for me. I don't know. But next week at 11 a.m., so Thursday, April 30th, I'm going to interview Melissa Byrd, who is running for Oregon's 4th congressional district seat. And she's running for Congress. And so she's from our neck of the woods. She'll be representing me and all my buds here in Congress. And so we're going to interview her. And what I'd like to do is, first of all, hear all the plans she has. But I also want to highlight, what does it feel like to be running for Congress? What does it feel like to just decide one day, you know what, I've had enough of this crap. I'm running for office, okay? And so if you know somebody, even I don't care where you're from, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, since I have a nationwide audience, if you know somebody who is running for a local position or a national position, a statewide position, and you think, you know what, I think that I'd like to see Shannon interview this person. I would like to do that because I want to start normalizing normal people just running for office and just saying, I'm sick of this crap. I've decided in my life I'm going to take this risk. I've decided I'm going to change my life because I want something better for my children and grandchildren and all the people of our nation. And so, yeah, I'm excited to do that because we're going to talk about what it really feels like to decide that you are going to get in there. Okay. Get in the arena, right? And how is it scary? How hard is it? Is it, what 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 does one do? What does one think of when they decide to put themselves out there? And I think especially those of us who are um those of us who are you know um have watched just all these, like, political, advertisements. You know how nasty they get and, like, blah, 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 they don't blah, blah, blah. She likes chocolate ice cream and not vanilla ice cream and blah, blah, blah. I mean, whatever. They'll take whatever and then, like, dun, 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 you know? Um, what does that feel like? And, is it can a normal person handle that? And what does a normal person have to do if they want to start representing their communities and their state in government? And so that's what I want to talk to Melissa about. And so, yeah, if you know anyone who's running for any kind of office anywhere, send them to me. Okay. Let's talk about it. I want to learn how they do this. I want to learn how they prepare for this, Jen, so I can share this information with you. And yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be awesome. So come back on Thursday, April 30th at 11 a.m. I will be on time. And we're going to talk with Melissa Berg, so who is running for the 4th Congressional District in Oregon. And so, yeah, I can't, I can't, I can't wait to, start doing this kind of work too. And so, if you'd like to support my work, please go to my Substack. You can scan on the QR code. It's right here, and it's also in the corner of the screen all the time. And you can become a paid subscriber on my Substack. And with that paid subscription, you will get a access to my memoir in real time. My memoir in real time, The Gutter Catholic Goes Home, where I chronicle what it's like to come back to my hometown of Florence, Oregon, after my 30-year military marriage ended abruptly, without warning and without any explanation. I had no idea. And I just put a link in the comments of all the chapters, so you can go and preview all of those chapters. Your paid subscriptions are paying for my attorney, paying for my rent, paying for all of my children's expenses. If you don't know, my husband of 30 years and the father of our 7 children, left the marriage abruptly in September of 2025. I had no idea it was coming. He gave no explanation. And I found myself very vulnerable in a foreign country. We were in Germany. And I found myself cut off of I had no access to marital funds. I had no hope of retaining an attorney. I had no support network. And I found myself really very much on a back foot. And then I learned that foreign divorce that I was not prepared for, I did not see coming, would have left me vulnerable for deportation away from my minor children. And so I was able to secure a legal path to the United States. And I've been here with my 3 youngest children since November 5th. Because of your subscriptions, I had nothing. I had nothing. But because of your subscriptions and because of the help of Andra Watkins from Such a Time as This on Substack, she does work similar to mine. We do work similar to each other's, only she reports on the evangelical side of the theocratic ambitions of the Trump administration. And so she advised me, she mentored me on how to put a paywall on my Substack, and um, so I was able to have access to some kind of money, and I was able to hire an attorney, and I filed for divorce in the state of Oregon in early December, after which my children and I were we were financially abandoned hard. And so it's been this community, your subscriptions, your PayPal donations for my PayPal tip jar. And also, you guys bought out 3 um, Amazon wish lists and paid for my kids' Christmas and all kinds of things. So thank you so much. I can't tell you what you've done. And this enables me to retain legal counsel. And I am protected because of the law right now. And it's been really horrible, but I'm doing so well, and I'm happier and happier by the day. And like I like to say, I see a bright future for myself, and I'm very grateful for just being able to be home and have support. So thank you so much. And of course, I wish my soon-to-be ex-husband all the best. Um, Okay, so let's look at our docket for the day. We're going to look at a Guardian article from today. Trump reads from Bible in Oval Office and taped message for Christian group. We're gonna try and handle the overwhelming level of cringe, and yeah. Well, that's a great question, and I don't mind answering these questions at all. And by the way, I love your little dog there. I asked you the other day, what's her name? Can you tell us her name? Isn't she precious? Does your ex's command know about what he did? I'm a vet myself, and I have seen men get in serious trouble for doing similar things. Well, interestingly, after retirement, the rules are quite different. And what I learned by actually being in the situation is that a year after a service member retires overseas, so if you are overseas, we were in the Stuttgart area. And I found this out by going to family advocacy and by going to everyone who I could when this happened, because it was really a shock. And I was really in a predicament. Um, what I found out in the Stuttgart area anyway is that if this happens and the service member is 1 year past retirement or beyond, then the spouse can't even get help through base legal. That's what I was told. I tried. And I was also found out that a year after retirement, you can no longer even go to the previous command and say, please help me. Okay. And interestingly, I don't even know if I don't know, but my soon to be ex husband did leave the marriage abruptly, exactly 1 year to the day after he retired. So I don't know, probably coincidental, but since you asked, okay, I'm an open book. Happy to have eyes on the situation. And yes, um, we are waiting for a formal order of support to come down through the Lane County Court. And so that's the law. And, I never thought that I would be a living example of why Project 2025 can never be codified into law, why we need all the protections we can get and more. Okay. And so here we go. And here I am. And I will talk about this all the livelong days of my life. Okay. I am protected right now because of the law. And my children and I are going to be just fine because of the law. And as a Catholic, of course, it was a shock to know that my spouse of 30 years wanted a divorce, especially without any counseling or any communication of why. But also, divorce and no fault divorce is extremely important in protecting us. And so we can move forward with dignity and grace. And that is my only goal here. I would like to move forward with my life with dignity and grace, and with the protections I need to feel safe and secure as I move on with my life. And of course, I wish my soon to be ex husband all the best. I hope he gets everything he wants out of life. And I believe everyone should live live as well as they can. So yes, but I am increasingly happier and happier every day. I like to joke that I'd like to thank my husband for leaving me because you know what? For a while there, I kind of forgot who I was. For a while there, I lost I lost myself completely, and I'm just so glad that I get me back. Okay, I'm happy. I'm like, "Look at you, I'm back. Where did you go?" I was I was delayed. Okay. I was Gandalf. Okay, I've been delayed, but I am back now and I feel better than ever. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm into that. Yeah, I'm very happy, and, I'm so excited to just do stuff, just go places, just do stuff. It's amazing, okay? Sometimes you just don't know until you're out, and then you're like, "Wow, that's really good." Yes, yes. He and all the people who helped him shall be getting a nice basket of fruit. I'll send something nice. Okay, thank you. Anyhow, okay. And so what else are we gonna look at today? Oh, yes, we're gonna look at this article from the National Catholic Register. Okay, now we didn't get to this yesterday, so I do thank you for coming back. So the National Catholic Register leans on the right side of the Catholic Church, and you can tell even by their articles, you know, the far right side of the Catholic Church is having a real moment right now, okay, because they are look, it all goes back to the one issue, and that is abortion. But actually, it doesn't all go back to that. But that's been kind of the main impetus for Catholics to have to say, look, I don't like Trump. He kind of skeeves me out a little bit. But as a Catholic, I cannot vote for a pro choice candidate. What do I do? What do I do? And so right now, this is all being redefined in real time. And, as somebody who was on the far right side of the Catholic Church for, I mean, I was really kind of maybe 15 years. I can say I was definitely there. It still took me a long time to deconstruct. And the issue of abortion was so hard for me to handle and reconcile with. Okay. And that's a topic for another day because it's so nuanced. It goes so deep. It goes so deep into our own viewpoints, and it's just very I mean, honestly, if we're gonna continue to be one issue voters, okay, I don't know, I think it's just time to change, change our viewpoint there because here we are. Okay, but we are gonna look at this article, we're gonna look at it critically, and we're going to ask, if you even if you just read the subtitle here, "If, God willing, this surreal episode is coming to a close, it's a good time to reflect on some of the lessons we can learn from it." Okay? So, my point yesterday was, is this unpleasantness that Trump has lodged against Pope Leo, and, is that coming to a close? Not even close. Do you think Trump is really gonna back down? Do you think Trump is really gonna be like, "Yeah, Pope Leo, he's an okay guy"? No, he can't handle anybody who he perceives as standing taller than him. Can't even handle it a tiny, tiny bit, okay? And yes, one issue voters don't address the whole scenario. Okay. And so that is what we're here to do. And I think the important thing here, and look, look, my life has taken so many turns I never saw it taken. I don't care. I don't care if someone judges me. I don't care if somebody's like, well, you're not. I'm like, all right, fine. Well, basically, everything I thought I was going to have in my life, like my family, like my marriage, like everything I worked for 30 years, blah, 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 is gone. And so, and in many ways, it's freeing to just be like, look, think whatever you want. But these are the main issues here. Okay. And so Now, about a year ago is when I started dealing with so many online trolls, and actually, interestingly, I had an online troll this morning, and I did take a screenshot of it before I blocked this guy, but this guy basically told me on Substack that because I considered myself a far left Catholic, okay, he said, "You should cease to exist." Okay, you guys wanna see? I swear, can't make this up. You cannot make it up. Okay, let me get my phone here, hold on. Ha ha ha. Good. Okay. Let's see. What does this guy say? And I don't really love to talk about how horrible people are. But why not? Okay? That's what we do here. Okay, here it is. Look, here it is. I'm just going to read this to you. Look, I could post this later if you really want to see. So this guy, Seven the archivist says, I already blocked him, but whatevs. He says, "Wow, you actually voluntarily call yourself far left and social justice?" So, okay, they're so smug. They think they're really like, "Tss," you know? So, you're a useful idiot. Oh, he capitalized useful and he capitalized idiot. Are you taking notes from Trump how he capitalizes words as emphasis? So, you're a useful idiot being used by the enemies of free humanity. Oh, wow. This guy is a freaking philosopher. The best thing you could do for the rest of us is cease to exist. Okay, I swear. There's going to come a time when if you're still helping the oligarchs, what you talking about, Willis? You'll have to put down too. If I was you, oh, please tell me, what would you do if you were me? I'd put my thinking cap on, but also thinking and cap both capitalized. I don't think you understand the use of capital letters. And figure out what kind of world I really live in a hurry. Well, that sentence is not constructed properly. But anyway, yeah, that guy was interesting. So he says to do the best I could for the rest of everybody, I should cease to exist. Okay. So, that's kind of what we deal with. And I'm just saying that I hope this helps everybody to know that this is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And so when you are going to be talking about politics, the things that we were told never to talk about, right? Especially as my years as a military spouse, never talk about politics and never talk about religion. And because something bad might happen. And I'm just here to say, I don't freaking care. Let's go for it, everybody. Especially when women getting raped and drugged and raped in their own beds by their own, intimate partners is just now a thing. Really? No, we ride at dawn. Okay, we ride at dawn, and we're not going to stop. Okay, I got recipes. Okay, I got pictures of squirrels. I got pictures of birds. We're going to learn how to keep our composure. All right. We're going to live high quality lives, and we're going to fight this bullshit at the same time. That's what we're doing. Okay. Join us. Okay. Yeah. That guy's comments are the exact reason I don't have anything to do with organized religion. Why would I sign up to be connected to people like that? You should cease to exist. Unbelievable. Well, clearly this person has issues. I enjoy highlighting it. Okay. Actually, tomorrow I will do a screenshot. I'll put this up so you can actually see it. And then we can critique the sentence structure. Okay. And we can also just wonder, man, what happened to you? But of course, we all wonder that because here we are living in a world where grape is pandemic. And let's not turn our eyes away from that. And also, like I said, we will never stop talking about the Epstein files. Okay. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Oh, yeah. After my husband passed away, I missed him and grieved. But then I started doing activities I always wanted to do, but he didn't want to. I went to a live concert by 3 young men from Italy who were touring here. It was so much fun. I'm searching now for a new hobby and a way to get out more. It's amazing finding yourself all over again. It is. It is. I'm having a lovely time, like, doing stuff. Like, I do stuff. I'm gonna travel, and I'm gonna I have great friends, and I'm very excited. Yes. Yes. Well, I blocked him. I blocked him because, but these guys are very, very interesting and how they will keep escalating and escalating. And, for what? Because they're important and because they're smart and they're smarter than us. Okay, we got to listen. Okay. And then you know what we're going to do? We're just going to troll and troll and troll and troll. Yeah, it'll be fun. All right, let's take a break here. Let's look at this article. Okay, can we handle this? Are we ready to see Preacher Trump? Okay, we all need to take a moment. We're going to have to compose ourselves. I don't know if I can handle this. Okay. We are going to Trump reads from Bible in Oval Office. Even his face. Oh my gosh. I mean, honestly, what a grifter. What a grifter. So he's decided, that's right. We're leaning in. We're leaning in, guys. He's going. Yeah, Dr. Trump preaches. He's a healer and a holy man. He's amazing. Okay. And this is what I was saying yesterday. Okay. Do they really think that we are going to allow ourselves to be collectively gaslit and just be like, I guess he is a good guy. He is reading from the Bible. I don't want to be seen as anti-Bible. I don't want to be seen as anti-God because we all know how they use their false dichotomies. Thank you, Mary Fair. How they use their false dichotomies. So it's like, wait, if she's making fun of Trump reading from the Bible in the Oval Office, then that means she's anti-God. If Pope Leo's saying maybe the loss of innocent human life in Iran is maybe important for us to continue to use diplomatic channels before we just go scorched earth, Trump is going to say he's pro-nuclear, he's pro-Iran, and he's anti-peace. Okay, don't let his stupid tricks get to you, okay? And this is how every really awful person argues. Or every single one. Well, because you said this, it means you mean this. No, that's not true. Yes, it is. And then they and then make things really confusing and really impossible. And then they're just going to hope so badly that you lose your shit just a little bit so they can say, see, that person's unstable. Don't fall for it, okay? We keep our bearings, dignity, and grace. Okay. So when I say we stand for the least of these and we bully the bully, this is what I mean. Okay. And a bully is going to feel that they are being bullied when you just don't buy it. When you're like, no. And then they're going to be like, I'm being bullied because you're not believing me. Okay. Do you see how it all works? It's all the same thing. It's a theme. All right. Let's read this. I'm so glad you guys can't hear that in my backyard because it's loud. Okay. Okay. This is today. From The Guardian. Trump reads from Bible in Oval Office and taped message for Christian group. Is it for a Christian group or was it supposed to be for all of us? Reciting of Old Testament passage comes days after clash with Pope and posting AI image of himself as Jesus. Donald Trump read a Bible passage from the Old Testament during a Tuesday event billed as a celebration of the U.S.'s founding days after he clashed with Pope Leo XIV and upset some of his religious supporters by posting an AI generated image appearing to depict himself as Jesus. The event, titled America Reads the Bible, was imagined as a sacred opportunity to call our nation back to its spiritual foundation, according to its website. If my people, which are called by name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and I will heal their land. Trump read from 2 Chronicles 7:11 to 11 to 22 in a video message recorded in the White House's Oval Office with the presidential flag behind him. Great American Media, a Texas-based company, of course it is, that creates family and faith content, live streamed the reading from Washington, D.C. Ugh. The Family Policy Alliance Foundation, a conservative lobbying group, put on the week-long Bible reading marathon through its ministry, Christians Engaged. The foundation has pushed to defund abortion providers and restrict transgender medical care. Other Trump administration officials, including the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, and the Defense Secretary, Pete Hegseth, are expected to participate. We're making a statement during this week as America reads the Bible, that there is so much in the Bible that we can gain wisdom and discernment from. There is so much that can heal our families, that can rescue us from depression and anxiety, and can heal our inner cities and heal our land. I believe the president saying that by reading this scripture specifically. Bunny Pounds, founder of Christians Engaged, told Fox News Digital last week. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to put the link to this in the comments so you guys can look at that, give them some clicks. And then we're going to go ahead and just look at a bit of that video of him. I don't know if I can handle it. Can you guys? Can we handle hearing his voice? Can we handle seeing him being preached? Kyle, look at him. The way he can change his face. I'm struck. Okay, let me just say this. I'm struck at the many faces of this man. Look at him looking so pious on this video. And then, just to, we have video clips of him, ogling women, with Jeffrey Epstein going like, hey, look at that one. She's a hot one, blah, blah, blah. We've got videos of him. Well, even just a couple weeks ago, he was literally like salivating over a prize fighter at a UFC I don't know, fight thing. I don't know anything about the fighting world, but he was like, wow, you're a really strong guy. You know what I mean? I have expected him just to take his hand and start rubbing it up and down this guy's shoulder and arm area. I mean, he was lusting over that guy. I don't know. I don't know. What do I know? But just seemed to me, he was like, wow, you're a real specimen. And then, you've got the clip of him, simulating a certain Smegs act with a microphone, remember that when he was like, oh, I'm not doing it. But, when he was using that and just trying to make people laugh. And how everyone loves how he just tells it like it is. And no matter what he says, people will excuse him because he's just telling it like it is. And he speaks without a filter and people love him. And that's why. Okay. Remember all that? Okay. Now here he is being so pious. And, the MAGA are going to say, oh, this is truly who he is. He's such a good person in his soul. I'm just saying. Now, I wouldn't know anything about this personally, just between me and you. But sometimes we see somebody in the way we wish they could be, in the way we wish they were, and not actually who they are. I don't know. I may not have any experience with that, but I am just saying that sometimes you just really want to see what you want to see and not what's actually right in front of your face. Anyway, let's look at this. Yeah. Oh, that's sad. Yeah. Sorry. All right. Let's watch this if we can take it. Okay. And then we'll have to move on to something light. And oh, I know. Tell me what you're making for dinner after we watch this and I'll get completely, ugh. Here we go. You ready for this?
Have you been dreaming about paying off credit card debt? Installing
Sorry.
solar panels? Going to college? Or
We have to
even
get through
buying
the
a
advertising
plane?
first, of course.
Did someone really do this?
Okay.
Yeah, someone really did this.
Yeah.
With Figure HELOC, your home can
Sorry.
help you cover so many
Anyway,
things. The
I'm making-
opportunities are endless.
I'm making chicken piccata for
Make
dinner
that wish
tonight.
list a
I
reality
got some lemons.
and choose the fastest
I got it
HELOC
all
on the
worked
planet.
out. I'm excited.
Figure Home Equity Line.
Okay.
Faster than a
Tell me what
bank
you're
loan,
making for
cheaper
dinner.
than a personal loan.
Ugh.
Thus Solomon finished the house of the Lord and the king's house, and all that came into Solomon's heart to make in the house of the Lord, and in his own house he prosperously effected. And the Lord appeared to Solomon by night and said to him, I have heard your prayer and have chosen this place to myself for a house of sacrifice. If I shut up heaven, that there be no rain, or if I command the locust to devour the land, or if I send pestilence among my people, if my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will heal their land. Now my eyes shall be open and my ears attent to the prayer that is made in this place.
Oh God, are we okay? Oh my gosh. Yeah, we're really here, everybody. This is real. Remember last week, and I'm like, is this real? How could this be real? When he was, saying Pope Leo's, he's weak on crime. This is real. That's the Oval Office. Okay, that's Old Testament. That's saying heal your land. All right, it's a call. I don't know why this specific passage. Yeah, I do believe that's exactly what I think. I was like, yeah, let's pick this one. If you turn to my face. Yeah, I believe he thinks he is talking about himself. I do too. Of course he does. Of course. Okay. Look, he's we all know this, right? We all know this. He really believes he's the smartest person on the face of the earth, that we would all do well to follow everything he wants to do. And he really thinks that as long as he leans into this, that honestly, Americans will reorder all of their political and religious affiliations and we'll just jump on board. Of course we will. And I'm just saying, never, ever, ever will we jump on board. Okay. And that's why, you know what, we build community. And that's why, you know what, we're going to talk about local office, right? So yeah, we're going to interview Melissa next week. We're going to talk about running for office. And like I said, if you guys know anyone who's running for office where you are, and you're like, hey, connect them with Shannon, just email me at shannon@theflyingkitchen.com. I don't care. I don't care if it's for a school board seat in Metairie, Louisiana. Okay. I don't care if it's city council in Peoria, Illinois. I want to hear about it. Okay. Because I want to know what it feels like for normal people to actually decide that they're going to do this. Okay. I really do. It'll be fun. It'll be an adventure. Yeah. Yeah. I don't feel like he believes in anything. I feel it feels like a big grift by a malignant narcissist who also takes pleasure in taking revenge on enemies. Yeah, I think that too. And I think that's just a common theme. All right. It's all about him. He's never gonna just back up. Okay. Never. So prepare. And so that National Catholic Register article, basically they were saying, hey, this surreal episode is going to come to a close. No, it's not. He's not going to stop. He's not going to stop. Okay. So let's just enjoy. Okay. Yeah. He's reading it like he thinks he's God. I agree. But also, did you notice the cadence of his voice? Blah, blah, da, 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 da. blah, blah, da, 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 da. I mean, he did practice that, and he all got almost all the words right. I hope you noticed that. But, even his tone, he is emulating it's the preacher cadence. His entire voice changed. Interestingly, he yeah. Interesting, this is the same guy who was talking about grabbing a woman by her blah, blah, blah. Interesting, this is the same guy who was simulating a certain act with a microphone. Interesting that this is the same guy who's checking out babes with Jeffrey Epstein, like, look at that one, look at that one. It's just, yeah. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, that's it. He couldn't even read the word prosperity. I know. He sat down with Melania and practiced the whole thing. "Oh, as the prosperity is how does that sound? That is good. That is good." He yeah, he had Melania do the quality check on that. Yeah. 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 Oh, yeah. His voice is a hypnotic device to lull the masses. Well, he certainly has everyone trained. Well, a lot of people trained, not us. So no, no, we never stop. We shall never stop. Okay. Okay. So let's look at this article from the National Catholic Register. And if anyone, oh yeah, well, they all believe that he's a tool for God. So God is using Trump for, I'm genuinely curious. Well, I do believe that the Holy Spirit works in mysterious ways. And I think that if we can use this time period to get normal people to just be like, I'm running for office, damn it. I don't know. It could be a real blessing. I mean, imagine this. Imagine in 20 years from now, because I just don't think that this is sustainable. I mean, honestly, are they really planning on locking up Americans for speaking out? Are they really planning on that? Because if that's the case, I mean, come and get me. Let's go. Okay. If they want to throw me in a concentration camp for talking like this, I will organize the rats and I will organize the cockroaches. Okay, let's go. Are they going to silence everybody? And if the answer is no, and if the answer is yes, okay, how? And if the answer is no, then no, they're never going to win. Okay, because I'm never going to stop. All right. And we're going to have fun doing it. And so, yeah, the Holy Spirit works in mysterious ways. And if so, we can get regular people in their lives to say, you know what? I don't care if I get criticized for running for city council. I don't care if I get criticized for running for a state representative or for the school board. I'm going to go ahead and do it. I am going to take a stand. Then you know what? It's all for the best. That's what I think. Well, it's not all for the best because it's been horrific and there have been too many people dead, but it's all for the best. My microphone is a drift. My microphone is drifting. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm serious that I'm serious that I really want to make a cookbook for the new Nuremberg trials. Gosh darn it. Microphone stuff running away from me. I am. I can't wait. New Nuremberg trials. Oh my gosh. Isn't that going to be amazing? I mean, we're going to have correspondence. We're going to be on the ground. I'll go. I'll go. I mean, it'll be great. It'll be a grand time. So, my microphone. Okay, I gotta let it go. You know what? It's still moving. Okay, let's look at this article from NCR. Now, maybe, do we want a lesson today on the division in the Catholic Church? Do I need to bring my starter kit up, or are we pretty okay with that? Oh, good. Oh, yeah, I want to talk to her. Yeah. Park Rose Permaculture, she's from Portland, right? Is going to run for precinct committee person, which is a good place to start getting your feet wet. Yeah. Yeah. I want to talk to her. Maybe I'll send her somebody tell her to. Yeah. Shannon at the Flying Kitchen. We're going to learn how to do this. Okay. We're going to homeschool ourselves, how to run for office, how to do it. Okay. And how to be prepared and how to run your life and keep everything in balance and handle the trolls and handle all this garbage. You know what? Why not? Okay. Let's see. Well, I'm going to take that down. We are going to go look at this NCR article now. And we're going to look at it through a critical eye. Because remember, the National Catholic Register is on the more of the right side of the Catholic Church. And so, where is it? Oh, not again. Oh, no, here it is. Hey, add to stage. Here we are. Okay. Let's read this. And like I said, let's look at it through a critical eye because now, first of all, I just want to point out to you that this very top advertisement, Ave Maria Mutual Funds, and Michael Knowles is the spokesperson. Okay. Now, Tiny Shannon, we're just going to talk about Michael Knowles here. Okay. Real quick. Michael Knowles is a far right Catholic bro influencer who is extremely misogynist and an all around, you know, kind of guy. You know, I once we get down the road here a little bit more, and I'm still getting on a good schedule. I'm going to put together, you know, slides of just all the the Catholic influencers who are, you know, clogging up the works here. The far right Catholic influencers who are clogging up the works, and they're pulling the Gen Zers into the far right side of the Catholic Church with their red pill bro culture, which the general tone of which is, if women are better, then men will be better too. Okay. Now, as a soon to be divorced wife of 30 years who devoted my entire life to her husband's career and had 7 children and homeschooled them for 11 years and did all the homemaker stuff and did all the stuff and all the examination of conscience and all the family culture building and family around the table and blah, 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 blah. I'm just going to tell you that's not true. To expect that if a woman is better, more devoted to her family, more devoted to her husband, more devoted to the common good, more devoted to bringing new life into the world, more devoted to putting herself last and putting everybody else first, then the men in her life will be better. I'm just here to say, survey says, inaccurate. Okay, so we're just going to keep talking about that as we go too. Sorry about my mic. Okay. I just wanted to point that out. Michael Knowles. Michael Knowles also was a speaker at the Napa Institute summer conference last year. And so we're going to talk about that again. Don't worry, I'll cover it this year. Remember last year I was about to cover it after it, you know, happened, and then all that stuff happened in my own personal life, and then I was kind of off the grid for a few months. We'll jump back into it this year. We're going to cover the Napa conference, the summer conference again, right? I'll highlight every single speaker in tacit detail. It'll be fun. Okay, let's read this. Critical eye, remember, they are trying to sane wash President Trump, okay? And they're in a real predicament because are they going to go anti-Leo like they did and go anti-Francis? Let's find out. Takeaways from the Trump versus Pope Leo debacle. Editorial: if, God willing, this surreal episode is coming to a close, it's a good time to reflect on some of the lessons we can learn from it. Could we be nearing a cessation of hostilities in one of the world's most senseless conflicts? Let's hope so. Okay, are they actually admitting that this conflict is Trump's doing? We're speaking of the fierce criticism President Donald Trump has leveled this past week against Pope Leo XIV, which has stunned and deeply offended many of the president's Catholic supporters. Okay, I like the way this is going. Let's keep going. In a series of diatribes, okay, accurate word, coupled with a sacrilegious AI-generated image, which Trump posted on social media and later took down, depicting himself dressed like Jesus, the president repeatedly accused the American-born pontiff of liberal politicking politicking, chafing at his vocal opposition to the U.S.-led war with Iran. Politicking, sorry. I saw it and it made it. I thought it was pot licking, and I'm like, that's a new one. Okay, liberal politicking, chafing at his vocal opposition to the U.S.-led war with Iran and the Trump administration's aggressive mass deportation of immigrants living in the country illegally. Okay. Oh, here we are. That one indication, living in the country illegally. Well, a lot of these people are being targeted and they're living in the country legally. So already, okay, here we go. Here we go. Two of the administration's most prominent Catholics, oh God, Vice President J.D. Vance and border czar Tom Homan, unhelpfully, okay, I like this, added fuel to the fire by suggesting that the Pope was sticking his nose where it didn't belong, a view later echoed by House Speaker Mike Johnson. Yeah. Finally, on Thursday, the president appeared ready to turn down the heat, tempering his remarks somewhat as he told reporters expecting another broadside. I have nothing against the Pope. Huh. I want him to preach the gospel, Trump said. I'm all about the gospel. Okay, well, if you guys saw that statement, you would know that it was more inflammatory than ever, but okay. If it's true that his surreal chapter in American political history is coming to a close, if it's true that this surreal chapter in American political history is coming to a close, it's a good time to reflect on some of the lessons we can learn from it. President Trump appears to fundamentally misunderstand how the Catholic Church operates. True. This is true. I like this. Trump has worked hard to curry favor with Catholic voters, touting his role in overturning Roe v. Wade and his opposition to transgender surgeries for minors, among other pro-life and pro-family policies. As a businessman, however, Trump seems to view the Pope less as a spiritual shepherd of a 1.4 billion member flock and more like the CEO of a global enterprise. Well said. Okay. I like the way this is going. What appeared to trigger Trump's initial outburst on Sunday evening wasn't any specific statement by the Pope, but rather the appearance of three of Trump's arch critics in the U.S. Episcopate. Cardinals Joseph Tobin of Newark, Blaise Cupich of Chicago, and Robert McElroy of Washington, D.C. On the CBS News program 60 Minutes, a segment the network repeatedly promoted during its broadcast of the dramatic conclusion of the Masters golf tournament. Weird they put that in, but also weird, do you notice that it's these three of Trump's arch critics, Tobin, Cupich, and McElroy, saying that this is what triggered Trump's initial outburst, okay? I don't know about you guys, but here it is, okay? Here it is, saying it's these three cardinals that have been critical of Trump and that they stoked the flames, okay? Do you notice how they did that there? I don't know. Am I seeing that wrong? How interesting. Okay. Let's go back. Episcopate. Okay, that's that word. Okay. So yes, she says it was promoted. Oh, it was repeatedly promoted during its broadcast of the dramatic conclusion of the Masters golf tournament. So now is that an indication? Is a subtle way of saying it's the media hype? They put it on during the end of the Masters golf tournament. That's crazy. Rather than direct his umbrage at those prelates, the president lashed out at their boss, perhaps under the false impression that they were mere branch managers executing the Pope's strategic plan. Well, that's a stretch. I'm telling you what, for a couple of paragraphs here, I was like, okay, I like this is going. And here it is. Okay. It's not the Pope. It's these three cardinals. They're the ones. They're the troublemakers. Okay. That's what this article is saying. Oh, for God's sake. Honestly, really? Delightful. Let's continue to read. Okay. These three cardinals, they really got things going. Okay. Rather than direct his umbrage at those prelates, the president lashed out at their boss, perhaps under the false impression that they were mere branch managers executing the Pope's strategic plan. It's the Pope's job to promote peace. Yeah. Most of the recent statements Pope Leo has made condemning war, including this week in Africa, apply equally to warring parties everywhere and anyone who invokes the Lord's name to justify violence, including Iran's mullahs. Trump may take it personally, but it is the role of the Pope to preach peace and the role of politicians to practically attain it. Pope Leo must keep pushing civic leaders, as well as members of his own flock, to find nonviolent ways to resolve their disputes, even if it irritates those in power. Okay. Oh, here we go. Here it is. Okay, it took us, how many paragraphs did it take us to get here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, well, we'll say 7. Okay. 8, well, okay. It is the Pope's. Okay, no, here we go. It took us a while. I gotta hand it to you, NCR. The restraint here is noteworthy. President Trump too has a history of peacemaking. His first administration brokered the historic Abraham Accords, blah 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 blah, Gaza, blah, Ukraine, yes. And then they go on to say Catholic teaching doesn't fit neatly into political boxes, nor should it be shoved into the religion box. Okay. Yeah. Here is a link to the article. Okay. Valiant effort. Okay. NCR to sit on the fence in some kind of plausible balance. But there we go. So no, it's these three troublemaker cardinals that triggered Trump, and we're gonna blame them. Okay. And by the way, Trump's done a lot for peace too, he's done a lot for peace too. So yeah. Interesting. Okay. This is driving me, look at this, driving me crazy. I just push up myself up a little bit. Okay. Okay, are we done with that? I don't think I can handle anymore. So yes. No, they're not ready for they don't want a schism. They want to calm everything. It's a very, very similar to Bishop Barron's, that, Lord of the Sith Catholics, his statement, or two statements where he just, like I said yesterday, he's on a journey to the center of the earth. He just keeps digging it deeper for himself. And now he's got to go rent a backhoe, to keep digging himself deeper. They are trying so hard to make this all go away. And they're saying, if God willing, this surreal episode is coming to a close, it's a good time to reflect on some of the lessons we can learn from it. So what is the lesson that they want you to remember? Okay. Trump's for peace too. Okay. And number 2, it's those 3 troublemaker cardinals that were the problem. Okay. So they're not going to throw Pope Leo under the bus. Good. Okay. But they are going to say it's these 3 troublemaker cardinals that were the problem. Okay. Next, yes. Just a bunch of BS, as is always. Okay. Branch managers. Yes. You know what? Okay. I know this is horrible. I know it is. But it is so freaking entertaining. I mean, just the human nature on display, the raw acrobatics, okay? The smoke screens, you know? It's like I say, okay, as a mother of 7, I have all kinds of stories of kids and human nature. It's like the toddler, the older toddler, okay, who refuses to use the potty, refuses. And he thinks, life is too good. Life is too good with his system. That bathroom, you know what? The bathroom comes with me. It's called a diaper, and I'm not giving it up, damn it. Okay. I've lived this a few times. And so this kid's decided the way the world is going to be. Nope, I stay in with my portable toilet. You all can do what everybody else does, but I enjoy this system best. Okay. It works for me. Okay. So you're walking to the room, and this toddler who was absolutely decided that the potty's not for him. He's ready to move on with his life, just never going. And he's different than everybody else. Okay. He's not going to use the bathroom like you mere mortals. He's standing there in the living room, and the living room stinks to high heaven. And he's standing there, and he's acting like if he just acts cool enough, nobody is going to know that he has pooped his pants, that nobody is even going to suspect. He's just going to pass it off like, I don't know what that smell is. Certainly not me. And this is what this reminds me of constantly. Trump reading Bible verses. What? This is normal. Okay, what? You got a problem with this? This is normal. It's like the toddler standing there in your living room, stinks to high heaven, as long as he can pass off that, no, it's not him. He didn't poop his pants. Why would it be him? And if he acts cool enough, no one is going to, say, hey, you, what's going on there? I'm just saying. Yeah. Yeah, the 3 cardinal amigos, that's right. They're gonna be let's see how often these cardinals, okay, are thrown under the bus as we go down the road, okay? And maybe I could do a little profile on each one so we can get to know these guys. Send them thoughts and prayers because it looks like they're the scapegoat, okay? Oh my goodness. Oh, good. No, they don't give a dot about Catholic social teaching. Yeah, I think you mean I think the word you're looking for there, the words are a rat's ass. They do not give a rat's ass about Catholic social teachings. I do have a great deal of patience. I do. I enjoyed every bit of the time I spent raising my children. I did every single bit of it. So, even the gross parts, because it was all funny. You know what? People are funny. Okay, so now we're going to look at, and I meant to do this yesterday. We're going to look at another article. This is an article from Substack, from Dissent in Bloom. And so many of you sent this to me. And so I wanted to go ahead and read this. It explores the topic of Peter Thiel, which unfortunately we don't talk about enough here. And I am just getting to my, getting back to, a good routine here where we can hopefully talk in depth as we move forward about Peter Thiel and Kevin Roberts and all of this. But let's go ahead and read this. This was published on April 18th. And yeah, many of you tagged me in this and sent this to my inbox. When these people, so Peter Thiel's secret political network is already planning life after Trump. When these people say liberal democracy has failed, they are not talking about the left. They are talking about the American experiment itself. Rockbridge, Ohio, is not a town. It is not a village. It is not, technically speaking, much of anything at all. The federal government, which has an opinion about everything, classifies it as a census-designated place, which is the official term for a community that has 160 people, a post office, a zip code, and the good sense not to overstate its own importance. You would not stop there unless you had a reason. And in the autumn of 2019, under the roof of an inn in a town that barely exists, several $billion of net worth, including Peter Thiel, J.D. Vance, Rebecca Mercer and Chris Buskirk sat down together and got to work. See, 2019 was a very transformational year for J.D. Vance. If you happen to believe in coincidence, he moved to Ohio, he converted to Catholicism, and so began the formal process of political transformation that Peter Thiel had been architecting for years. By 2022, Vance was a senator. Peter Thiel's $15 million got him there, along with other donations from billionaires and millionaires alike. There's Rebecca Mercer, Chris Buskirk, Peter Thiel, and J.D. Vance. This is fascinating. It started in early 2021 when Thiel personally walked Vance into Mar-a-Lago to meet Trump, whom Vance once referred to as America's Hitler for the first time. Time Magazine's account of the same meeting attributes it to the suggestion of Tucker Carlson, Donald Trump Jr., and financier Omid Malik, who all begged Trump to give one of his former critics a chance. All people who are major players in this network today. Vance had spent months before that building a relationship with Donald Trump Jr., who lobbied his father to endorse him. It worked. By 2024, Vance was vice president, but none of that was the end goal or the point. I am not asking you to simply trust me. I am asking you to watch a clip of the Vice President of the United States, in his own words, on tape from 2021 before he had any reason to be careful. In September of 2021, while running for Senate, Vance sat down with Jack Murphy, a manosphere influencer similar to Andrew Tate, whose website once published the phrase, "Feminists need grape." Oh my God. This was not an accident of booking with a bad guy. This was Vance on his way to the United States Senate, choosing his audience deliberately. Here are some highlights from the interview. You can watch the full, nearly 2-hour interview by clicking here.
So almost the thing that you need to do, step one in the process, is to totally replace, like rip out like a tumor, the current American leadership class, and then reinstall some sense of American, political religion, some sense of shared values. And then from there, then you can have successful assimilation. This is why I think conservatism has to be a counter-revolutionary force at this moment. We're not just talking about assimilating new immigrants into a American culture. We're talking about replacing garbage elite culture with traditional American culture. That's in some ways a hell of a lot larger of a lift.
I had several follow-up questions.
Wow. That's really horrifying, isn't it? Oh my gosh.
But you said something that I would like to zero down on. How do we effectively, quote, rip out the disgusting leadership class?
Oh man. I mean,
because let me expand on that just a second, because and I'm going to give you a little cover here, because it's not just, obviously elections, that's one thing. Okay. But unfortunately, this evil leadership class has already taken over all of our institutions, all of the media, all of the academy, all of our corporations, every educational institution.
Oh God. Okay. Let me move on. In this interview, he name dropped Curtis Yarvin, a blogger who had spent years building a following around a single core idea, that democracy is a failed experiment and should be replaced with something closer to monarchy. Vance goes on to say that universities need to be attacked honestly and aggressively. And then Vance described America as being a late Republican period. Okay, if you did not study Roman history, here is what that means. Rome's late Republican period is the moment just before Julius Caesar crossed the Rubicon, defied the Senate, and made himself a dictator for life. It is how historians describe the last days of a republic that did not know it was dying. Okay, I'm going to put the link to this in the comments. And then we're going to go ahead and I'm going to get my starter kit out and we're going to talk about Peter Thiel and Curtis Yarvin. So remember, Curtis Yarvin was the one who says that, has been working for years to, convince people that democracy has failed and that what the United States needs is a central authoritarian leader. Okay. And so this perfectly highlights why, honestly, why I'm doing this. Okay. Okay. So let me just give my starter. How much time we have here? It's 1%. All right. So let me just give you my starter kit here, and then explain just for any newcomers. Okay. So when you're looking at the Catholic issue, and there's a deep divide in the Catholic Church. It goes back to the time of Saint Thomas Aquinas, and the theory of natural law, and so what Thomas Aquinas did was create theories where Christian law could be codified into government. And that seemed like a great idea at the time because the world was very ruthless. And so the Catholic Church had a very unique position in being one of the first religions to actually have their value system, natural law, based on study, based on theory, based on a lot of logic. True, because they want to. It was a moral principles rooted in human nature. And they're looking at human nature, and they're looking what is the best for everybody and the common good. They call that's a learn that term, the common good. They use it a lot. And what I keep describing day after day is the difference between the far right side of the Catholic Church and the social justice side of the Catholic Church is that the far right side of the Catholic Church believes that if you as a Catholic, okay, are not working in your life to put Catholic moral teaching in the government for everybody else, you're not really living your faith. Okay. Now, the social justice side of the Catholic Church has a completely different viewpoint, and it's the difference between two different interpretations of Thomas Aquinas's work. Okay, this is kind of the epicenter. I mean, there's more to it, yes, but so social justice side of the Catholic Church, gutter Catholics like me, we believe that it would be nice to practice my faith without somebody burning a cross in my front yard. Yes, that would be nice. It would be nice to be able to live my faith. Okay. And that's good enough for me. Okay. I don't care what you do. I mean, my children get to choose their own lives. My children will choose their own faith. Everyone gets to choose. That's the whole point. Okay. I should be able to live my faith and not worry about a cross being burnt in my front yard. Okay. That's what we want. All right. Just some liberty, just some protection. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Now, in order to understand the root of the modern far right side of the Catholic Church, you really need to read the book Opus by Gareth Gore, The Cult of Dark Money, Human Trafficking, and Right-Wing Conspiracy Inside the Catholic Church. You're going to understand how, and there are more small pockets of this type of thinking. These are people who want to roll back Vatican II. Vatican II was a series of reforms in the Catholic Church in the early 1960s that changed a lot, and that changed the Catholic Church from being a colonizer, from being a conquest-oriented entity, right, that was meant to make you adhere to these rules, and changed it into what it is today. Okay, and Pope Leo is a Vatican II Pope, a post-Vatican II Catholic, post-Vatican II Pope. Now, the thing is, and the reason why also we really do need to talk more about people like Michael Knowles and this bro culture and all of this is because what they believe is that society has gone off the rails. There's transgender for everyone, blah, 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 blah. And that they want to get things back to the way they were. And I've talked about this before, and I'm sure I'll talk about it again, but it is in response to the Warren and Burger courts of the 1960s and 70s. It's in response to the civil rights movement. It's in response to the feminist movement. They're like, wait, this isn't, we don't like this. Let's take things back to the way they were. And so many of these people who have been pulled into the far right side of the Catholic Church through apps like the Hallow app, okay, through red pill bro content creators like Michael Knowles, is that they buy it. They don't even realize that so many of the protections they're living under right now are because of the civil rights movement, the Warren Court, the Burger Court, the feminist movement, and Vatican II. Okay, so they're really believing. They don't even know how good they have it. Okay. And they are saying, yeah, we need to get things back to the way they are, because it's become a cultural phenomenon to continually look at modern society and look at everything that is wrong about it. Okay, with absolutely no understanding of what it actually felt like to live under authoritarian structures with a rigid religious authority, rigid religious dogma into governance. Okay, all we have to do is look at Franco Spain to see the results of that. And then they get pulled into the romanticized version of what life should be, right? And remember, so much of that is this premise that if women were better, men would be better too. Okay. So whatever failing a man is feeling, whatever loneliness epidemic there is, and they are encouraged by this content to turn around and point to a woman and say, it's her fault. Okay. I'm just saying, seems to be a trend. Okay. So in order to understand what the far right side of the Catholic Church has wanted, why they were in such opposition to Pope Francis, why they are doing this backflipping, evasive maneuvers. I mean, Cirque du Soleil level of relativism, and it's like my unofficial co-host Mary said, a cafeteria Catholic, right? Like we saw in that article from the National Catholic Register, where he's basically saying, oh, it's these three cardinals that caused this. They triggered Trump, right? You need to read this book. Okay, so you can understand the modern Catholic integralist agenda that they are trying to do. And it goes to the Supreme Court. I mean, honestly. But when we're looking at J.D. Vance, this is the dream team that fast-tracked him into the far right side of the Catholic Church that we know of. Okay, and Peter Thiel is up here on the far left-hand corner on the top. Okay, Peter Thiel, not a Catholic, all right, just a bro who hates women and hates democracy. What's a bro to do when he hates women? He hates democracy. Who does he cozy up to? Because he thinks, you know what, this is the perfect structure and the perfect hierarchy to get my agenda out there. I need to form alliances with these people because this is exactly what I want: a central authority, rigid hierarchy. Okay. Opus Dei. Okay. The guy in the middle here, that's an Opus Dei priest, Father Arnie Panula. He later became the head of Opus Dei in the United States and ran the Catholic Information Center in Washington, D.C. He is the one who befriended Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel befriended J.D. Vance over their shared love of a French philosopher, Rene Girard, who has, he's all kinds of cult followings all over the place. As a mother of 7, I don't find his revelations that particularly shocking, that people are inherently jealous and want what everybody else has. I mean, I kind of think that's kind of a normal thing to notice. I don't really, whatever. I'm nobody. I'm just a peasant. What would I know about Rene Girard? But, and so for a gay man, Peter Thiel, to adhere himself so quickly to the far right side of the Catholic Church with their ideals of integralism, it's noteworthy, okay? And so he and Father Arnie Panula became very good friends, and they talked about these issues, liberalism, post-liberalism, democracy, what is the natural order? What does God want? What does God want for humans? Blah, 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 blah. And Peter Thiel's thinking to himself, this looks perfect for me, because what he wants is a central authoritarian leader, and he wants a structure that is going to delegitimize the whole concept of democracy, freedom of thought, and individual voices, okay? And every human life bearing the same weight. Okay. So anyway, to learn more about this, and then you got the 2 Dominican priests on the bottom who, gave J.D. Vance a very spotty formation. And like I said last week, they should have sent him to summer camp or some kind of immersion program, because J.D. Vance just does not pass. Just does not pass as a Catholic, okay? Honestly, putting a Methodist church on the cover of your book about Catholicism, I don't know. That was just stupid, but whatever. Anyway, read Opus by Gareth Gore to learn more about this. Yes. Yep. Blaming women since Adam blamed Eve. Yep. That's right. Didn't you guys know that? If women were better and more dedicated to their families and more dedicated to their marriages and more dedicated to men in general, men would be better. I mean, that worked out well for me. Okay, next one. So this is now that we read this article from Dissent and Bloom on Substack, and she mentions Curtis Yarvin. So that's Curtis Yarvin on the right there, the biofuel guy, staunchly opposed to democracy. He thinks we're all too stupid. We're too stupid to do this. Okay, obviously, we need someone wise to tell us what to do because we are mere peasants. And what they do want is a return to feudalism, okay, which is a rigid hierarchy where there's peasants at the bottom and there's leaders at the top, and there's theobros, theologists, the church talkers, okay, are going to speak to the religious leaders to keep everyone in line in a nice order where everyone is behaving and being best. Okay, this is their idea of be best. So that's Peter Thiel and Curtis Yarvin. And then, of course, we enjoy trolling Lord of the Sith Catholics, Bishop Barron. We had fun yesterday looking at him sitting on a fence again, backpedaling and doing all of his Sith Jedi mind tricks to get us to quit critiquing Trump because he's a good guy. And and never mind about the Pope and the, just war doctrine. Yeah, these aren't the droids you're looking for. Move along. Well, this is true. I don't believe they know or understand. They know. They're feeling emasculated because women and people of color are standing their ground and dismantling the patriarchy. Yes. What they don't like is an end to the superiority, to the supremacy, white supremacy, Christian supremacy, male supremacy. Like imagine you're living your life and you win every award and you get every promotion and you are really sure that you are just on top of the world and you're really sure that you are an exemplary human being. And the fact that you believe you're an exemplary human being, you can see around you and that you are winning and other people aren't. And then other people start winning and then other people start questioning you, women, people of color, and you're like, how dare you? Don't you know I'm special? Okay. That's a problem. Yeah, she made me do it. Oh yeah. Yeah. So now everyone wants to know, is there going to be a schism? And we hope not. That would be terrible. Okay. Schisms of the Roman Catholic Church. And yesterday I said that the Protestant Reformation, I said 17, obviously it's 1517. But I read wrong sometimes. But this is my schism chart. This is my favorite thing. Every single Christian denomination on the planet came from a schism with the Catholic Church. That's our story anyway. And so it goes from 451 all the way to just most recently, we've had a partial schism with the Society of St. Pius X. And so everyone wants to know, is there going to be a schism? And I don't know. What do you guys think? I think it would be very bad for the Sith Catholics to have their own Sith Pope. And what they believe is that the true Catholic Church is just back a few hundred years, maybe 1,000. But they want to get back to that time. They want to get back to that time of rigid gender roles. They want to get back to the time of women being submissive. They want to get back to the time of having as many children as your body will allow. They believe that is your divine assignment from heaven. and that they believe that all they have to do is to create communities and to create a nation that will make it impossible not to live that way, and reward those who do, and then everything will be okay. And I had no idea that I would ever in my life be the spokesperson, okay, for why that's not a good idea. Okay, but it's not. Okay, we like the laws, we like our freedoms, we like autonomy for everybody, and we're not going to stop. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, this is another point. Okay. If they want to go back in time, they must give up their technology. Yes, but okay, the tech bros, remember Peter Thiel, remember Curtis Yarvin? They they want something new, and they want what's called network states, okay? They want a whole so remember when JD Vance was basically they're talking about a whole restructuring of government, and what these guys want, the tech bros, is a whole restructuring of actual governance worldwide and borders. Okay, what they want is network states where each region is ruled by a CEO, and everyone who lives in that region works for that certain corporation. And I mean, it's a hellscape idea, but that's what they want. They believe that a business model, right? Remember, even that NCR reporter was saying that Trump views this as a businessman, right? He views Pope Leo as some kind of businessman, right? That's how they all think. We are all business to them, okay? We're all cogs in a wheel. And what they want is network states. And they think that if we just go all the way, make it all about business, make it all about hierarchy based on wealth, right? Based on what is your function as a human being on the planet, not something you decide, or you don't get self-determination. It is what function can you fulfill? Okay. Are you useful? Like Thomas the Tank Engine, are you a useful engine? And if you're not useful, they don't believe you have a right to freedom or autonomy or anything at all. Okay. That's what I'm telling you. And that's why I keep doing this every day. A caste system, indeed. Yeah. It sounds like an apocalyptic low budget B movie. It does, doesn't it? Now, yeah, how very Hershey of them. Yeah, I mean, we all know what it looks like when a town is run by a corporation and the guy in charge is the ruler of the town. It doesn't end well, okay? Not at all. And they believe we are too stupid to govern ourselves. Okay, they believe we're too stupid or whatever. And oh, I didn't get a clip for this because honestly, it was too hard for me to stomach. But the recently it's this guy saying that women are on antidepressants and they're miserable and we need to save them, and what a woman really wants is to be protected and to be at home with her children. Well, true. I loved being at home with my children. I loved the protections I thought my marriage was giving me. I did, and I did feel protected, and I thought I was safe. Okay, well, stuff happens, okay? And certainly, okay, we're not going to force people to be married who don't want to be married, right? But also, these people are saying, yes, we are. Okay. So, I mean, it's interesting. It's an interesting time, right? Boss hog. That's right. Yes. Oh, of course they want us to think we're stupid. Yes, and incapable and irresponsible, okay, reckless, and staggeringly disrespectful. That's right. Good for nothing. Good for nothing. All righty. Okay. And so, look, and look, I report on the Catholic issues, okay? And six of the nine in the Supreme Court were fast-tracked into that position by Leonard Leo, the dark money guy. And Leonard Leo is an Opus Dei Catholic. He's a modern crusader. He's also a Knight of Malta. And he basically is the Federalist Society. And what Leonard Leo did with such efficacy is create community. Okay. So he had a way of pulling in all these young law students, creating community for them. I mean, he and his wife host, hundreds of people in their mansion. Um, the night before Wade was overturned, they had this big old party. I mean, that's been the goal. I know. I was in these circles. And even from, back in high school, when I was speech and debate, state champion, there were always scouts around who were looking for young conservative women, especially, right, to carry the water, to go into these spaces. And so when I see people like Carolyn Levitt, when I see people like Pam Bondi, I mean, sure, they've made their own fate, but also, to be a young conservative woman who has a brain on you and who can talk good, right? They're like, oh, hey, come on, do this, because they can't get their agenda done without a woman telling other women, no, this is what you want. No, this is what you need. This is it. Okay. And so I remember that distinctly from that time in my life. And, you had so many people who were like, oh, well, let's point you in this direction. Let's point you in that direction. And that's what Leonard Leo did on a grand, grand scale, where he has had so much control over the judiciary and the people being brought into and appointed to these positions. Okay. Leonard Leo. Oh, Sheldon Whitehouse's book, The Scheme. I just ordered it, and we'll be looking at that. But it says everything. It says everything. Do you think people are starting to wake up to this moment in time? I do think so. I do. I do. I mean, look at how many people are here with me right now. And that's a large number for the amount of followers I have. So I appreciate you being here. I appreciate it. Um, Pope Leo to Leonard Leo. Leo, I am your father. Yes. Yes. And that's why Pope Leo is such a great, I mean, honestly, it's perfect. And that's why I laughed out loud when he was elected as Pope, because I was like, the Holy Spirit is funny. Yes. So the word common good, keeping your eye out for that. Common good constitutionalism. Adrian Vermeule, the guy in the middle here, is a Opus Dei Catholic, far right, Harvard Law constitutional expert who has written a book called Common Good Constitutionalism, where Thomas Aquinas' natural law is baked in to a new version of the Constitution. Okay. I don't know. Does that matter? I think it does. And so I just keep saying it over and over and over again. And so these are people, and this is Kevin Roberts down here, the president of the Heritage Foundation, Opus Dei Catholic. I love trolling Kevin Roberts. We're going to have to get back on that. I gotta get myself back together here. I got to get on a better schedule. I got to think of some more jokes about Kevin Roberts, and we can do some more work. I mean, because this he's priceless. Okay. This is too good. All right. Mwah. But he's the one who said the new American Revolution will be bloodless if the left allows it to be. Okay. He really believes, and this is the thing about these guys, and I laugh and laugh and laugh to myself when I imagine their delusions of grandeur that goes through their heads in the morning when they're looking at themselves as they're brushing their teeth. If they think, when they're in the shower and they're like pumping themselves up for the day, like, yeah. I really think that all of these guys truly believe that they are going to be like on the side of a mountain one day, like Mount Rushmore. I really believe that they think that they're going to be like busts of them in like the Oval Office in 100 years, from America's golden age. These are the fathers of the golden age. I really think that they think that. Kevin Roberts talks like it now. He talks as if he's, an instant classic. You know how they use that term in movies, like an instant classic. He believes he's timeless. I believe he thinks that we're going to have Kevin Roberts middle schools, Kevin Roberts airports. I believe he thinks that he is a founder of an entirely new nation. Okay. That's where their brains are. Okay. That's where it is. And they want to move us and they want to save humanity. Okay. And now all this talk about the birth rate, and now and then just so you know, I've studied this ad nauseum, because as a mother of 7 myself, I'd be like, I'm pregnant with my 6th child. Is this unethical? Let me look at the birth rate. Let me look at overpopulation, right? There is no crisis in the birth rate. Okay. It's white births. That's it. Okay. Do we all know this? Okay. I hope so. Anyway, it's gonna have to be another day for another long list of trolling. We should read the book together out loud. I follow others who do that. You won't get a copyright strike. Oh, good. You mean Sheldon Whitehouse's book? The Scheme? I can do that. You guys know I could talk all day long. And I shall. Okay, I can read it out loud in a nice, soothing bedtime voice. I can do that. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kevin Roberts. Yeah, bloodthirsty. And also, Kevin Roberts got his PhD in something really weird. Really weird. And that is like, I think the I don't know, efficiency of certain populations of enslaved people in the antebellum South. Okay. We'll have to look at that again one day. It'll be fun. It'll be delightful. Okay. And then, of course, you've got Pete Hegseth, who is not a Catholic, but wears Catholic imagery on his body. He's appropriated the most bloody and shameful bit of the Catholic Church's past, at least one of them. There's so many. It's so hard to choose which one is the worst. But he likes to be a Protestant crusader, and his pastor, Doug Wilson, is all about that. And they also want women to be out of the public square. They don't just want to end voting for women. They want women out of the public square. Okay. And of course, Deus Vult, it's the first century rallying call. The smart people in the comments tell me it's sloppy Latin, which is great. And yeah, he believes as a Protestant crusader, he believes that in order for Jesus to come back, Israel has to have biblical era borders and a few other things, something to do with red heifers or whatever. I don't know. You guys know. My friend Andrew Watkins knows more. And as I continue, down my path here of, keeping things calm and steady and everything in my personal life getting smoothed out and nice and easy, I'll be able to do more interviews and bring on more people and stick to a better schedule and all of that. So hopefully we'll have Andrea back real soon. And what a godsend she's been to me in my life, truly. Oh. Oh, he is so angry. He is so angry. Hegseth belongs on a pirate ship with Johnny Depp. That's great. Yes, he does. He does. I don't know. I think he's the kind of guy who'd be seasick. He'd be constantly complaining. I don't think he's got what it takes. I don't think he's got what it takes. He don't have the sea legs. Okay. He don't have the sea legs. All right. We're going to get back to our program here. Do 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 do. Do, 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 do. Weren't we all supposed to fight the Nazis? Right? Weren't we raised on it? I'm here. I'm up for the challenge. Okay, now the drunken sailor. Yep. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I saw a bit of that. Yeah. I saw Doug Wilson on the Bulwark the other day. Yeah. Tom Miller dragged him for filth. Yeah. It was excellent. Yeah. That was chef's kiss. Yeah. We should pull that up. Okay. So now we're going to get to the really awful topic. Everyone be brave. All right. Hug your dog. All right. And then we're going to talk about the bird I saw in my backyard and a chocolate cake recipe. Okay. We're going to end things lightly. All right. Because we're living our lives in the middle of all of this. All right. Okay. So this is Amanda Stanhope. And she is one of the victims of being drugged by her intimate partner in her own room, in her own bed, and being raped. And then that video, and a video taken of it, and then it put on the internet. And I want you to see her authenticity and her grace, okay? When we look at this clip. And the thing that is so sad about this is that now, I mean, how is this even a thing? But then again, of course it is. I mean, we all know the stories of ancient Egypt when a young woman would die or any woman would die. The family would keep her body until it started to get rotten. So no one would grape her body. Okay. We all know this is a thing. And we are never going to stop talking about this. This is horrible. And so we're going to look at this quick little clip. Where is it? I do have some trouble sometimes getting some of these. Here we go. Okay. Let me just prepare it. Okay. I want you to see how, I mean, I don't know. I just think we need just to watch this. Just bear witness. Isn't she lovely? Isn't she lovely? Isn't she so? Oh, nothing was happening with the clip? Oh, for heaven's sake. I'm so sorry. Did you guys even hear it? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. All right. Let me. All right. Sorry. Okay. We'll watch again because I didn't put that. Here we go. We'll try again. Okay. Now you can see it.
So I just want to say thank you, because when I did report this a few years ago, it was like no one really cared. The police certainly didn't look like they cared, taking nearly 2.5 years
Can you see it now?
to even bring charges. I was left in complete isolation, so I had no support. So these last few years I've healed alone. I've done everything in isolation with my dog, my animals. But I've rebuilt, and I've rebuilt myself much stronger, much more resilient, more confident. And now I'm absolutely appalled at the systems and what they do to people. This is the reason why I speak up. This is the reason why I say thank you for your support, because collectively we can push for change. Individually we can't. But it's going to take every person to stand up and say, this is wrong. You know, there's something wrong with humanity that men do this to women and think it's okay, that they can do it on a website and actually not even bother about being caught. You know, they're just so brazen with it. It's like, this is okay. I'll teach you how to rape your wife, and I'll even send you the drugs. You know, it's insane. And this is the level we've got to in this world, and it is worldwide. It's not just one area. So together we need to keep speaking up. We need to share our stories. We need to push for change and say, no, we don't accept this anymore. This is disgusting, and we're not prepared to live like this. And thank you for following, and thank you for your support, and just for being there.
So, isn't she lovely? So I'm going to go out on a limb here, and just like ask the question: how much do you have to hate a woman to grape her, drug her, or grape her while she's unconscious? I mean, how much? And this is somebody who she shared a life with him. How much do you have to hate the woman that you are sleeping next to in order to feel that this is justified? Or is it not hatred at all, but just this entitlement that because they're married, that they own her, and therefore they own her body? And I don't know if she's a stay-at-home mom, and if she's a stay-at-home mom and he pays for her, does that also make him feel that he's even more entitled to her body because she's bought and paid for? I don't know. Just a question. Inquiring minds want to know. But we are not going to stop talking about this. And I'm saying grape, and I'm sorry. It's so stupid. I know. It's so stupid. I hate saying schmegsual assault and grape and all of this. It's maddening. But it's because in the technology, they will find certain words, like, you know, any words that could be seen as inflammatory, and then you will be down farther on the algorithm because your content is going to be flagged as inflammatory or problematic. That's why. It's stupid. I hate saying it. Damn it. It's giving grapes a bad name. Okay. Grapes are like, we object. Okay. Lawsuit. Grapes want to sue over this. Yeah. Yeah. It's being trafficked in your own home. Yeah. And that's malignant sociopath. Yeah, that's a thing too, being trafficked in your own home. And I think it's entitlement, and the idea that it's something very taboo. Yeah, that's it too. And also, you know, after you've been consuming really hellacious content, you know, on your own for so long, I don't know, maybe you just look at your spouse and you're like, why not her? You know, it's disgusting. Okay. And I think, you know, we want to use a surveillance state. Let's use the surveillance state to catch these MRFers. And that, no pun intended. I mean, they are MRFers. Okay. Yeah. Misogyny seems to be the root of all this. Yes. I was just thinking that myself. It just seems to be a distinct hatred of women. They just can't handle it. Okay. Well, too bad. Mm-hmm. Oh, really? Yes. Viagra contributes to this abuse. Old men used to be flaccid and peaceable. Touche. Touche. Yeah. How about that? How about we roll that back? Okay. How about we get things back to the way they used to be there? The good old days. Yes. It's about dominance and ownership. It's making himself the king of the manor. Yeah. Seems to me. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, it is. It's so weird how we have to modify our words. It's silly. I'm sorry, but I'm glad you asked because it's got to be. If you don't know why I'm saying that, you're like, what is wrong? What did grapes ever do? Yep. Yep. Wait, where'd you go? Yep. Oh, I know. God, men like Trump think women like it. Yeah, because it's, yeah, fantasy, disgusting. Well, I have a theory about Trump, but I just think he thinks all women are the same. All women are the same. Does it matter that that the first lady of the United States was, a former, working girl? No offense against like sex workers. They got to pay their rent. But does he think that every woman is the same? Yes, he does. I think he believes all women are the same. Does it matter? No. Just someone with long, fluffy hair. Everyone's the same, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Oh, that guy, Saul Swalwell, that guy, and the website governor, the idea that, the website gives them the idea that pack mentality gives the idea that it's okay and common. Oh, yeah. You can see them egging each. Whoops. Whoa, what happened? Where did I go? Sorry. You can see. Oh. Whoa. Weird. Whoops. Can you guys hear me? I just lost. Uh-oh. Yeah. I'm sorry. I think that this is over because I just got cut off here. That's weird. Huh. My camera's gone out. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to cut this short. You see me? You can see me. I can't see me. It's buffering. Oh, that's what it is. Okay. Okay, good. Stand by. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. It's not giving Melania a pass, but Trump kept her heavily drugged back in the day. She is so loaded. That's the impression I get too. You are frozen, but we can hear you. Okay, good. You can hear me. Okay. You cannot see me. You can hear me. Okay. Well, you know what? Can you see, let's see here. I'll add my, Oh, this is so weird. I'm sorry, you guys. Okay. If you can hear me, then we're just going to wrap this up. This is I'm going to put a clip this is, I'm about done anyway, but I did want to give you the link to this CNN YouTube video. And we can continue discussing this as we go on. I'm not stopping talking about this ever. Okay. This is a YouTube video that goes right into the story. It's very good. I put that in the comments. And then, of course, we have my recipe for classic American chocolate layer cake. So it looks like we've got some kind of problem here. It might be due to the yard work in my house or in the backyard. And so there's my recipe for my chocolate cake. And somebody asked me, how do you get on my Substack without going to the QR code? And I'm going to give you a link to my Substack here. If you'd like to become a paid subscriber, your subscriptions are, keeping the lights on and paying for my rent and my attorney and all my children's expenses as we wait for a formal order of support to come down through Elaine County Court. And it's made all the difference in my life. And for show and tell, we're just going to look really quick. So this is a picture I took in my backyard. This is a Steller's Jay. And this is the area where you'll find a Steller's Jay. So if you are from the East Coast And you may have never heard of this type of bird, and they're beautiful, highly intelligent. And I just saw this little fella in my backyard, and I was so excited to see him. So I thought I'd put this on my show and tell today. And this is the Wikipedia article for Steller's jay. So if you want to learn about this bird from my neck of the woods, here's an article to that Wikipedia, or a link to that Wikipedia. Steller's jay is a bird native to Western North America and the mountains of Central America, closely related to the blue jay, found in Eastern North America. It is the only crested jay west of the Rocky Mountains. It is also sometimes colloquially called a blue jay in the Pacific Northwest. Yes, I always thought that was a blue jay, but it is distinct from the blue jay of Eastern North America. The species inhabits pine, oak, and coniferous forests. And that one is my friend now in my backyard. So, yeah. Yeah. Oh, they are mischievous. Yep. Oh, good. You have Steller's jay in Canada. Well, tell him hi for me. Okay. Oh, I just got a message to report content. I did not report. Oh, interesting. I wonder if I was crossing a line there. Fascinating. They are loud. Yeah, blue jays are black and white. That's right. But the Steller's jay is well, blue jays are white or blue and white. Steller's jays are black and blue. Yeah. Okay. Well, guys, I so appreciate everyone's sticking around with me, and sorry for the technical difficulties here, but you can become a paid subscriber of my memoir, my Substack, to support my work and to become and to read my memoir in real time. The Gutter Catholic Goes Home, and I just published chapter 21 on Sunday, and I have a link to all of my chapters here on my website, theflyingkitchen.com. And before I did all of this, I just took care of my family, and I had dreams of becoming a cookbook author. Oh, life takes you on turns you never expected. And I know who would report. Oh, somebody would, I'm sure. Oh, I love you guys too. Thank you so much. And I just keep finding this funny. Life's too short to hold grudges. You don't need to cuddle with a predator. You can just throw it back in the ocean and let it swim away. And that's why we need laws to protect us. Go swim away, and or the law will take care of you. But the law can protect us. We don't need to cuddle with a predator, but we can wish it well. Move on with your life, shark. And that's okay. It will, yeah. Oh, that's exciting. Merlin is a free app for identifying birds in your yard. I'm going to get that because I saw a few yesterday. I even saw some at the beach that I was like, I don't know the name of that bird. And it's time for me to know. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you so much. And everyone, thank you so much. That's right. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Swimming, swimming, swimming. Everyone have a great day. I'll be back tomorrow with more news and creatures. I saw a garden snake in my front yard. I took a picture of it. That'll be show and tell tomorrow. Okay, that's how we roll here. And I don't know what happened to my face here. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Goodbye, everybody. I'll be back and in greater numbers. Take care.